Today I'm going to teach you how to make your very own customized makeup palette. So you can create colors that suit you so beautifully, suit you to perfection. I'm so excited to share this with you. It's great fun to do, and if you'd like to know how, please keep watching. Hi, I'm Shelley. This is Fabulous 50s, a lifestyle channel that celebrates women in their 50s. And if you're a woman in her 50s, click subscribe and click the bell and you'll be alerted every time a new video comes out. So today we're going to talk about how to create your own makeup palette. And I have been doing this for quite some time, and I've learned how to repurpose my makeup that I don't use anymore. If you're like me, you've probably got a whole makeup drawer full of products that you don't use anymore. You might not like the colors, or you may have broken something that's amazing and that you can't use anymore, like I've done with this blush. I dropped it and I was so sad. So anyway, this can easily be fixed, and all the colors that I've got that I don't really use anymore, you go and buy a whole palette, and you know, one you might use and others they're not just perfect. But I'm going to show you how you can create the perfect color by adding little bits of different pigment to create the perfect colors that complement your skin tone. They're going to be the colors that you wish you could find in the shops but you can't. And one great tip is you can take something like this, create all of your own personalized colors, and then travel with this, so you don't have to put all of your makeup in a bag. So here's what you're going to need. Okay, to get started, you're going to need 5 things to get set up. So you're going to, first of all, the most important thing you need is rubbing alcohol. And rubbing alcohol is really inexpensive, and this is how we combine everything. Okay, so rubbing alcohol, you're going to need an empty container to put all your makeup in once it's combined. So this will become my new palette. Must be shallow. So anything that you've got that you can wash out and start from scratch, this is great. Next, you're going to need some brushes to mix your colors, and you're going to need a knife to scrape your colors. So we'll be getting pigment into the individual containers to create different colors. I'm going to start off with my favorite blush color that I dropped. So I can't use it like how it currently is, but when I add this to it, it becomes usable. And I'm going to put the whole lot in because I love it. And this is the highlighting part of it, which is also amazing. If you happen to empty one of your whole containers, use this, reuse this as your new palette. This blush here by Shu Uemura is so beautiful, but it's a bit too bright and a bit too sparkly, but I love the glow that it leaves. So I'm going to take some of this one and scrape the color in, because I love it, but it's a bit too much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with another blush that I have, which is too flat. So I'm going to mix an amount of this. So by adding this color, I'm going to tone down the brightness of the orange. This is an eyeshadow that's orange, and again it's too orange, so I want to tone it down. And I'm going to mix it with a light color with a bit of sheen in it. So this, I think, is going to make my orange so perfect. I bought this Hourglass blush, which is beautiful, but it doesn't have enough punch. So I'm going to also take some of this one out, but I don't wear it enough because it's just not bright enough. And I'm going to mix it with a little bit of, oh my god, my favorite highlighter in the world that I broke. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. just for fun, I've got this hourglass, what is it, ethereal light. I've got it, I like the effect, but you know, it's just one of those things I don't use. So I'm going to add a little bit of this just for fun to see what that does. So then I've also got a light colored eyeshadow that's pretty much nowhere. It doesn't have much pigment, but I'm going to take the color because it's a really good neutral color, and I'm going to mix it with something that's a little bit darker, so like this color, because this will make my blue eyes pop. So I'm just going to mix in a little bit of that, and I'm going to put some more of this in it just to see what it does. This is really messy, but it's fun. And the exciting thing is I can do whatever I want and use whatever you have at home that you're not using anymore, and it doesn't matter if it turns out wrong. Okay, I'll take my rubbing alcohol, and you add a little bit at a time and mix. The first mistake I made was adding too little alcohol because it didn't all hold. So I'm going to mix, mix, mix. I just wanna have fun. Show me what you got, 'cause the floor is getting... Okay, and then I'm going to add this one back where it came from. This is what we do. La, 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 la. I'm all about come get it, come get it. La, 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 la. And then you just pat it down. And it kind of feels like mousse. I'm going to do the same thing with the highlight that goes with this blush. I just wanna have fun. Show me what you got, 'cause the floor is getting hot. I wanna see the way you move. It's time to get it on, gonna party all night long. This is what we do. La, 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 la. I'm all about come get it. Okay, so here is the start of a palette. So grab a tissue and then you just gently pat. Okay, this does not look attractive, but now when I am traveling, I can take this palette. I've got my blush, my highlighter, and 3 different eyeshadow colors, and it's in one little container, and I made it myself, and I'm so excited for it to dry and see how it all looks. Okay, this is my eyeshadow that was too orange. I just wanna have fun. Show me what you got, 'cause the floor is getting hot. I wanna see the way you move. Okay, eyeshadow, that to me looks like my perfect orange, and it's going to have a little bit of sheen in there. And I'm going to mix it with the blush that was too light. I want to add a bit more of this and a bit more of the highlighter. It's better? That looks so much better. I just wanna have fun. Show me what you got, 'cause the floor is getting hot. I wanna see the way you move. It's time to get it on, gonna party all night long. 3 colors plus another 5 there that I've created just for me. They've all got a little bit of something different in them, and I can keep going and going and going and going until until forever, just creating my own colors. There you go. Spend some time this weekend creating your own personalized palette. Have some fun with it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.